an Unspoiled Network podcast.
This is Unscrupled, covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episodes 19 and 20, Tough Love and Spiral. In these episodes, we have some cosplayers and some fridging, which I'm not happy with. Welcome to Unscrupled. Well, howdy there, bitches.
What up, money?
So, what did you think of these episodes?
I found them to be intriguing.
Okay. I'm really angry at the fridging. Like, I know exactly 3 things about Tara. She has been abused. She's a lesbian. And she's quiet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what her hobbies are. If she's, like, they mention that she's had other girlfriends, but we haven't run into them. Like, we don't know what her relationship style is. And the fact that she's been, like, this thing has been done to her is, like, it's not okay.
It does bother me that she has had more lines in the the first episode where she was being crazy than she did in the whole rest of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's super cliche when, like, there's a same-sex couple, the lesser developed one gets iced to give the more developed one something to cry or scream about. And Willow's been chronically underused this season, but I don't know, like, and we talked earlier about the spoiler I got from that podcast, which shall not be named, when they spoiled that Willow and Tara were actually a couple, and he used the word relationship. So it suggests to me that she will get better, because they haven't really had a relationship, other than sitting around and telling each other how much they love each other.
For lesbians, that's a relationship. Hate to break it to you, but
I'm mad about this. And, like, Glory, I don't know how to feel about Glory.
She's, so Glory as a character is, a giant narcissist who's incredibly destructive, kind of like a 5-year-old with god powers. And that follows. Yeah.
She's not as intimidating as, I guess she's about on par with Adam, if you ask me.
Yeah, as far as villains go, she isn't as scary as some of the ones in the past. My high bar is the mayor, and everyone falls in somewhere below him.
That's fair. I mean, I liked Dr. Krause.
Yeah.
Or, what, was that her name?
No.
Okay, that was the actress's name.
Yeah.
Dr. whatever.
Dr. Woman. Dr.
Maybe lesbian.
Dr. Psych. Whatever. Anyway, so, yeah. But I feel like, despite the fridging, there were some really good moments in this episode.
I was not. Because there was this, and I kind of saw it coming in that they have this giant fight, which felt super forced. And Tara, I guess, was fine. I don't know, like, there's not enough characterization for me to decide whether or not she's in or out of it, or behaving as she would. I didn't feel Willow was at all. Like, the kind of flat and monotone is not Willow.
Well, okay.
This felt like a fight she and Oz would have, and Oz would behave the way she did.
Okay, yeah, that's fair, but so this is a fight that I've actually had with partners. And that thing where when you're someone's first homosexual relationship and you're kind of are waiting to see if they're gonna, like, be like, oh wait, I forgot I really love cock. And there is that worry. So I do get if Tara was experiencing
the content of the fight is not the problem. The problem was I didn't feel Hannigan was selling it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen you argue with the microwave because it has only a minute and not a 30-second ad.
Yeah.
And I've seen you argue with your girlfriend, and there are, like, similarities in how you do this. And we've seen how Willow argues about books and proper etiquette and not kissing Xander. And none of that transfers over to her fight with Tara. It's like she becomes a completely different person when she's having this fight. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Okay, that's fair. She should have been, I don't know, more
She should have
emotional?
raised her voice, used the Willow inflections, felt like we've seen Willow be scared, we've seen her be worried.
Yeah,
None of that came through, and it's just, it came as like this, it felt like she was having a relationship conversation about one that had been dead for a while and was finally...
Yeah, Willow was a stress crier, and she didn't do that.
No. So it's, I'm not a fan of this first episode, guys. And it kind of bled over into the second one because I'm like, oh, look, here's a lot of cool stuff where they're on the run and there's a new setting and, there's,
a lot going on.
A lot going on. There's new characters being thrown into the mix. But I'm just I just had a really bad taste in my mouth.
Okay, that's fair. How did you feel about... Well, it was kind of a... How did you feel about the way they were trying to, confuse us? Oh no, Glory knows that it's Dawn. No, Glory doesn't know it's Dawn.
And we've already had that
with
fake
the
out before
thing.
with the spike.
Yeah.
And it felt so fucking obvious because they're going to be like, who's new? Well, there's exactly two people in the Scooby Gang who are new. 3 if you count Anya, but she's been around for a while at this point. So I don't know who you're trying to fool, show. And it's, I feel like if this was a tighter season and a 13 episode, either the Spike or the Tara would have to go. Fake outs. It just feels extra at that point.
Okay. All right. So pretty much, I'm trying to remember the episode, and all I'm getting is the fight and Tara getting mind sucked.
Okay, so the first thing that happens is Buffy drops out.
Oh yeah, Buffy dropped out of college.
Which should have happened, the second her mom got sick.
Sometimes moms get better, and you hold on to that hope and keep doing the things you do.
Yeah, but this is not a thing that Buffy should be doing.
Buffy shouldn't do college?
I don't think she should. I don't think this fits with her life plan, and I also don't think that the show is interested in her in college anymore, because I think this is our first scene on campus this season.
The show totally isn't interested in her being in college anymore, but I do support Buffy having gone to college so that she can keep up some kind of illusion of normalcy, and through that perhaps maintain her sanity.
I would be fine if that was why she was doing it. It feels more like, oh yeah, Buffy's 20. She's supposed to be in college. Let's write a college scene.
Well, yeah, but isn't that exactly the same thing?
No.
The illusion of normalcy?
No.
Yeah.
Because the show's not interested in the illusion of normalcy and hasn't given us anything about Buffy pretending to be normal. It's all been about Buffy holding her shit together. So, none of her, I would imagine she's very much fucking stressed out about it. The show has not said, I am stressed out about having to pretend to be normal.
Gotcha. Okay. No, the show's more on the other side of stressing out. It's I have to pretend that I'm responsible enough to handle all this Slayer responsibility.
Yeah.
And really, I'm 20.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. That's all fair. Let's see. What else? How do you feel about the little conversation Ben has with the gremlin chick?
Ben is so fucking boring and not a good actor.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's getting poor direction. I don't know. But am I supposed to care about this guy? Because I don't know if did other people have better reactions to the people Buffy was interested in than me? Because she seems like a really shitty picker of men. And not just, like, if she runs into evil or men with baggage, but she just runs into boring people.
Yeah, but I think that also might be a coping mechanism. I mean, she's got so much going on that, like, you kind of want a big dumb dude.
Again, that is great headcanon. It's not explicit in the show.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, so she finally drops out, and Dawn is having some,
oh, yeah!
some trouble in school because she's not going to school. And this is a thread in this sweater that I would really like them to tug at. I know that we're never going to have an episode that doesn't have a monster for them to deal with, but the monster could be Dawn's inability to accept her sister as a guardian and an authority figure.
I feel like they were tugging pretty hard at that.
I mean, like, let's have a whole episode of that without a monster.
Okay.
So, yeah, they were tugging pretty hard at it, but then Buffy drops this bomb and the whole thing is dropped.
Well, yeah, it was.
So yeah, Dawn has been skipping school, and I, as someone who skipped a lot of school, I feel ya.
Yeah. I did not skip any school. I was too afraid of the repercussions of that, which for me were perhaps more than for the average student. So yeah, I stayed in school like a good little girl, but really, like, if I had missed maybe like 7 or 8 days of any given school year, I would not have been missing much. I kind of wish I had skipped more school and done more dumb things.
Yeah, it's... When you look back at it, the things you were doing in school are just not that important. Yeah. I remember a while back there was a This American Life about a kid in 7th grade, and he got, like, nothing but straight A's until 2/3 of the way through the school. And he did the math, and there's no way he could fail the year. And his grade, like, he was going to public school. Like, there was no way that he was going to not get accepted to a public school. No college was ever going to look at his middle school grade, so he just said, fine, I shut down, and stopped. He was still in class, but he was just, like, sitting there, not doing anything.
Yeah.
So, and at the time, I remember being that age and like, that's unthinkable. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
How could you, the world will break up and
something terrible will happen.
And you'll go to jail and no one will ever want you for anything and...
You'll be ruined! Ruined, I tell you!
Yeah, like, I skipped my Pride and Prejudice quiz. Nobody cared.
Yeah, what I want to know is what Dawn was doing while she wasn't in school. You notice how they didn't cover that? I
don't know. Like, I have an answer because when I was skipping school, I had a car, so I would go, like, do other things. Like, I would go see a movie or see friends or, you know, get high in the car or I bring my laptop and play Magic the Gathering. Like,
yeah.
So, but this is a walkable area.
Yeah.
So, and Dawn doesn't seem to spend a whole lot of time at home at all.
Okay, yeah, but if you're 13 and you look 13, and she does, you can't just be wandering around town because people are going to be like, where's your adult? And shouldn't you be in class or something? Yeah.
Maybe.
Being a kid is noticeable.
I remember being afraid of that. I remember exactly one person ever calling me on that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I have an overinflated idea of how much people pay attention to children.
Yeah, like, they don't. And also, people don't care.
Wow. Things I wish I'd known when I was 13.
Yeah. Well, when you're a teenager, you think the world revolves around you. You know? There's a palpable sense of everyone is watching me. And keeping tabs on me, not because they're interested in me, but they're like waiting for you to fuck up.
Yeah, it's a really anxious time.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, nothing I do is right, but some things are more wrong than others.
Yeah. So Dawn is skipping school, and there's this giant fight where they go to the magic shop, and Buffy decides to train with Giles and also have like a conversation about what she should be doing as far as her mother role.
Yeah, it's like, Giles, I need an adult. Can you be it? And he's like, nah, you gotta be your own mom now.
Right.
She's like, shit, but I don't know how. And he's like, you'll figure it out. Just jump into it. And she does.
And then she walks out, and Xander and Anya and Willow are making a triangle on the floor.
And triangle puns, which are not to be forgiven.
It's cute, but I don't see how that helps her with her homework.
Oh, it doesn't. Buffy was absolutely right that they were goofing off, but she did come down kind of hard. Like, she could have been like, that's adorable, sit at the table.
Now, I think Buffy was absolutely justified because this girl had just finished skipping a lot of school. And,
yeah, it's like
is in danger, like, there's an actual danger of of Child Protective Services being called here.
Right. Okay. You don't get fun for a while. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, you're in fucking trouble, Dawn.
Yeah.
And there have to be consequences to your actions. And, like, also, Buffy needs to put a stake in the ground and say, I'm in fucking charge. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you can't goof off and you have to do shit, you have to actually do shit.
Yeah. And, yeah. Willow's thing where she was trying to, I don't know, promote more fun time was admirable, but yes, very wrong. And
right. And I get that Willow and Xander and, of course, Anya is not going to understand, like, what Buffy needs right now. Mm-hmm. But I think what Buffy needs is for them not to be her friend and to be, authority figures, in that she needs to get it in Dawn's head that this is not, Buffy is mom now. Buffy is in charge.
Right.
And if we're all hanging out and talking about crushes and pizza and goofing off, you don't have that kind of authority. So.
Yeah, you need the Dawnster to be the kid and for you guys to be the adults and for him or her to be away while you guys are being, 20.
Yeah.
But, okay, so all of this is what led to the Willow, what's her face, Tara fight. And Tara was actually siding with Buffy because she went through the same thing where she had to be the authority figure for her brothers, when that happened. And I really wish Tara had been able to have a conversation with Buffy before getting turned crazy.
Yeah.
So that she could just, like, kind of offer some
Have they had a conversation outside of the hospital?
No. They have never really bonded in any way. Buffy doesn't really look at Tara.
Yeah.
And Tara doesn't want to be looked at by anyone but Willow because she's kind of afraid of people. Or at least that's how it comes across.
It comes across as writer's laziness here.
That too. There's definitely some solid lazy happening.
So, yeah, and, like, I didn't remember how the fight started because I was just so, like, really, Willow? This is how you get in a fight?
Yeah, Willow was just like, I think Buffy's coming down too hard on Donnie. And Tara's like, well, no, actually, you gotta look at it from Buffy's perspective. She's the guy now.
Okay, and then there's this fight, and I don't even know how it blows up into. And I get that that's a real fight, that at some point you're going to be, you're going to order breadsticks, or someone else is going to order breadsticks, and you're going to order soup, and you're like, what does the breadsticks mean? Does that mean cock? We're having the cock fight right now.
Yeah. It doesn't mean... Whatever the thing is doesn't actually mean that thing. It's just like, oh, this has been boiling in my subconscious.
This is a fight we haven't had yet, and we need to have it. So you're looking for an excuse to have it. I'm so disappointed because I was looking forward to an actual relationship between these two. And I don't know if the brain thing is permanent, but I get the feeling it is.
Well, regardless, Willow has steeled herself to take care of Tara for the duration, whatever long run she has.
Which is another just boring choice, and I don't want Willow in caretaker mode.
I don't either, but her little speech about it made me cry.
Did it? I don't remember the speech.
Oh, yeah, just about she's my girl. I'm here for her, and it's like, oh. Baby, I feel ya. But I've done that thing, And, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it sucks, guys.
And it's like when you're 20.
Yeah.
I really hope they write Akira in somehow. And I don't want them to kill Tara. I want Tara to be a person. And this has not made her a person.
I suppose we will find out. Though, I gotta give it up to Amber Benson. She acts crazy really well.
I'm not sold.
Really? Because her random asides and her stuff, I'm really enjoying
They
this.
felt really, like, I don't know. They felt really TV showy.
They feel like a better acted version of the same thing all the other crazy people are doing.
Okay, but it also, she's the only woman we've seen this happen to, and she's been kind of infantilized, which I didn't see with the other people.
Well, the other people, we never see anyone taking care of them, really.
Yeah, we don't.
The only thing we have is that one night dude, and they take care of him by stabbing him in the kidney or whatever.
Yeah. And then, of course, the alien slug thing. So.
Oh, yeah, that. Whatever.
So, yeah, but we have to talk about the scene at the fair.
Okay.
And how did you feel about it?
I found that to be horrifying.
I did too, and I thought it was fucking voyeuristic, and it was uncalled for. Because we've never seen this level of, like, visceral body horror in this show before.
Yeah, they don't, like, even though it's a show about things that drink blood, we don't see any blood ever.
We don't see the camera fucking lingering on pain being caused, and the first time you do it is a queer character, and it bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because torturing queers is a thing, and torturing women is a thing that, like, a lot of misogynistic male directors like to do. And I get that maybe you didn't mean that, but it means something when we see this poor girl's hand get crushed and bleed. Like, that made my hand hurt, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I feel like I'm watching Saw or Hostel. And the first time I feel this way is when the queer girl is in danger. It fucking pisses me off.
Yeah. So,
fucking stop it, Joss. Like, I'm officially not on board the Buffy reboot now. I can't trust you with this shit.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this because you brought it up, and I knew I should have read the damn article. So, I heard about the Buffy reboot, and my reaction is, oh, fuck no, you goddamn bastard. Have a new idea, for fuck's sake. This'll be the third time. New ideas, guy. Reboot something everyone wants to see rebooted, why don't ya? We've got a whole, 7-season arc of Firefly you haven't told. Go back to that. Leave Buffy alone. Oh, and also, yes, having a black Buffy would be fantastic, but I don't think you're doing it because you have a new story to tell with an African-American Buffy. I think you just want to try and be edgy. Joss, motherfucker. Stop it.
I was, hearing that the possibility that the new Buffy would be African-American or black, we don't know that she's American.
Yeah.
Made me, suddenly start to care. And it's been in the back of my mind, is when is this coming out? Are we going to be done with Buffy? I know we're probably not going to be done with Angel, but are we going to be done with Buffy by the time this thing happens? And I'm like, okay, what does this mean for the future of Unscrupled? And I don't have an answer for that. I don't think we will answer that until we have something more concrete in place. But now I don't want to. Because fuck this. This is bad. And this was in the 2000s. This was not the early 90s when there was nobody to call you out on this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
So I can't give it well directed because it's doing something hurtful.
Okay, that's fair.
And this isn't a way where you say, well, let's just look at the artistry of it. Well, the artistry of it is, the point of it is, let's see this pain from this queer woman. And
yeah, and not just the pain, but the helplessness. That was the thing that really affected me more than the physical pain of the hand. It's having her hand be crushed, which, you're gonna yell. And Glory just being like, don't scream. because I'll kill all these people and it'll be all your fault. Wow, what queer person hasn't heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't show your pain because it'll hurt all the people around you and that'll be your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my narrative, not even a little. No, fuck you, Joss. God damn it.
This was bad, and Joss deserves a kick in the balls for this. Like, I feel like he deserves, he needs to apologize for this fucking episode.
Well, strap in, because things are gonna get weird.
Okay. So, yeah, Willow they figure out that they're looking for someone, that Glory's looking for someone, and they figure out they're probably looking for Tara, and Willow bolts for the fair and finds her and sees her just as she's getting mind raped, and let's be real, that's exactly what's going on here.
Yep.
It's, the R word I chose intentionally.
Yeah. That's it. That's what's happening. And
this is a fridging. And I know that you guys are used to, it's because a girl in a refrigerator. The woman's not dead. Well, the point is she's been brutalized and depowered for the emotional arc of someone else. Yeah. And it's not enough of a cliche break to make the someone else a woman. No. Especially when the woman then goes on a rampage. Yes. Classic rampage. Now, in theory, I like good rampage. And I do support rampaging after your loved one is harmed. I don't really see any sane other way to handle that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, of course, Willow, as much as I'm afraid of Willow's powers, because, part of the fight was, I'm scared of you. Yeah. And I'm scared of Willow, too. There needs to be a check in place here, and there isn't, and nobody's listening to me. Well, apparently Tara was. Tara's right there with you. Yeah. Were you at least relieved to hear someone say it? I don't feel like Tara said enough in that she's like, it's terrifying that your powers are growing so quickly. Well, but Willow was reacting really poorly to it, and do you really want to piss off the scary witch? Yeah, but it's also the fact that Tara says it is the only indication that it's a thing. Okay. We've seen her, and I know that telekinesis is dangerous because I've seen X-Men and I've seen Heroes. Yes. Because with telekinesis, you can do fucking anything. I could just, if you piss me off, I could make your heart valve collapse. Well, if you have exquisite control, most people are toddlers. Or I could just throw you into space. That you can do. So, or at least across the room. Mm-hmm. You could shove me real good. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot you can't do with telekinesis. And, yeah, I've had this worry in that Willow doesn't seem to have any check on her powers, and she seems to be kind of blasé, but the show doesn't seem to be worried about that until Tara opens her mouth. So, this is something that was added recently. Well, like you said, Willow's been tragically underutilized, but yes. That doesn't mean that Willow stopped existing. Is season 6 going to be what Willow was up to this year? Not exactly. There's some stuff that's gonna come, and anyway, so about this episode. Yeah, so she lies to Buffy and says she's going to wait, and yeah, Buffy, why are you listening to what anyone says right now? What do you mean? She's already caught Dawn in lies. Right. But Buffy's not in a I'm going to trust what people tell me mood right now. Okay. So why does she trust what Willow says? I don't like that Spike had to tell her that, yeah, Willow's going to go after this bitch.
Unspoiled is a listener-funded network. Support us by becoming a patron at patreon.com/unspoiled and get access to exclusive content and additional bonuses. Or you can shop on Amazon at unspoiledpodcast.com/Amazon.
Moony, wormtail, padfoot, and prongs.
Prongs. What has prongs? All I can think of is a lobster. That's not a good animal to turn into.
And who brought us here, John?
The island.
in this episode, an awful lot for a model airplane. What the fuck, Kate? Welcome to Unspoiled, the Constant.
You're the Slayer, and we're like the Slayerettes.
I'm so into this outfit just because I have had enough khaki camel toe with this show for the rest of my life.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win, or you die.
What do his guards do as he is murdered? A, anything. B, nothing. Unspoiled. Experience your favorites again for the first time.
I kind of liked that because Spike really does know what people do when they're in a rage.
Yeah, but
It's like, oh, you talked her down, did ya? Well,
that was fine. That's a fine use of Spike. I just don't think Buffy needs it, you know?
I think he should have been snarkier about it. It's like, oh yeah, you talked her down. I'm sure that was highly effective.
Well, Buffy does have a tendency to forget grudges.
Yeah, but
really in big ones.
She has to forget grudges because she can kill people super easy.
I'm talking about vampires who have wronged her.
Oh yeah.
Like, she forgot that Harmony used to bully her in high school. She forgot that Drusilla killed the other Slayer. Like, these are...
Yeah.
So, okay. Whatever. So, Willow actually... She steals a bunch of books. Why Giles has these books, I don't know.
Darkest magic. Know your enemy.
For the episode, I want a picture of that, by the way.
Okay, I will find the picture of the book. Darkest magic. Check.
And there's a fight between Willow and Glory that goes surprisingly well.
Yeah, until Willow runs out of batteries.
Yeah, but it's not good for the mythos that we're supposed to be so afraid of Glory and yet spells work on her.
Well, so here's the thing, though. Spells didn't really work on her. Like, some of the spells worked on her when Willow was fresh.
The containment spells worked.
Yeah.
But, like... If she's a god, I expect nothing to work on her.
Well, the thing is, she's kind of half-gaudy. She's in a fleshy prison.
Still.
They explain it in the next episode. It's like, yeah, so she was a god, and her other gods, ganged up on her and put her in this fleshy boy. And here she's been for about 20 years.
Okay.
Chilling.
Ben's only 20?
Well, okay, Ben's older than 20 because he got through med school or something. So he's at least in his mid-20s, maybe even 30, but he's not 30. He hasn't got 30 face yet. But he's not old. So okay. She's only been in this fleshy prison for maybe 27 years tops.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a fight, and it was fine. It's just, there's not a whole lot to say about it. It's a fight.
Yeah. I enjoyed the fight. I liked Willow's eyes turning black and her, getting some good quips in.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like that all her spells apparently have to rhyme. That bugs me.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Remember the Goonies?
Yeah. When you translate things from Spanish and then they rhyme?
They rhyme in English? Yes. What the fuck?
God damn it, Goonies. That warped my ability to deal with arcane poetry. It's like, this would be a lot more interesting if it was rhymey and led to treasure.
I did learn some, there's a couple of Spanish words that never, left my psyche after watching that.
Yeah.
So I can still perfectly pronounce cocaína and...
Okay.
And drogas.
Man, I need to watch The Goonies again. I haven't seen it at least 20
I don't
years.
think it's aged well, and this is...
probably not. I'm okay with that.
This is coming from someone who watched it no less than 50 times. Literally, if there was nothing else, we would go to the video store at least once a week and, rent The Goonies. And, if we didn't rent The Goonies, that meant there was something new out.
Yeah.
But this was the 80s, so, yeah. I've seen this movie a lot. Have you seen The Octopus?
No.
Okay. I'll have to find it online because apparently, there was a stupid scene with an octopus in the water.
Yeah.
And they cut it out of the theatrical release, but for some odd reason, when they were editing together a cut for television, they added things that were cut instead of removing things.
Maybe I
to make
did
room for
see
commercials.
that. So, like, I literally haven't seen it since before I moved out of my parents' house. So, actually, it's probably a lot closer to 25 years.
I think after we do our housework, we're gonna, like, eat ice cream and watch the Goonies this weekend.
That might happen, yeah.
So. And then we can then we can listen to Unspoiled's coverage of it.
Yay!
With Natasha and Roshan.
Oh god, I'm sure Roshan hated it. No, I'm sure one of them hated it. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Roshan has a love for stupid.
Okay. That's fair. But yeah.
So, yeah, the fight happens and they go hide out in Riley's old place.
I don't think that was Riley's old place. I think that was, like, because Willow and Tara don't live in the same dorm room. They have separate dorm rooms.
But it was like an attic. That was Riley's hiding spot at one point.
Okay, sure. Headcanon accepted. Whatever. They're hiding in this dark dorm room with a big window.
Well, she made a window by breaking it open.
There was an actual window there, and then Glory made it a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Glory shows up, and Tara reveals that it is Dawn who is actually the key.
Yeah, she does. And, that goes over about how you expect it to.
Right.
And then we end that episode.
Right.
Rather abruptly. I would have hated to have to wait a week for you to see what happened next.
Well, we still have, like, there's still a cliffhanger in the next episode, too.
This is also true.
So, the next episode is about a road trip.
Yay! Who doesn't love that?
I hate road trips. You know what I hate most about road trips on TV? Shaky cam. Stop it. I got motion sick. Fuck you.
I just looked at my phone.
I had to turn off the subtitles.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know. Like, guys, we can pretend. There was a whole 1,000 years where they did plays where the only indication that you were in the woods is because they dragged a tiny fucking sapling on stage.
Yeah.
The audience is willing to go along with you.
Yeah.
You don't need the physically painful realism.
Yeah. So, Buffy and Willow and Tara somehow managed to escape, Glory. I'm pretty sure it was magic. Willow recharged real quick. That was good on her.
Yeah, I need some information on how, magic points work in this universe.
Yeah.
Did she take an ether?
Yeah, she might have swallowed a potion, like one of the blue ones.
Yeah, well, the potion is for health, and ether is for, magic.
It depends on which gaming system you're using.
It depends on... We're using Final Fantasy, bitch. Like, there's no other...
I'm in Legend of Zelda! Fuck you! I will use either a green or a blue potion. I will gain different things depending on which one, but both have magic, so fuck you! Anyway, point being, she had a potion, and she's feeling much better, and they escape. And they go to, like Buffy's house, where Buffy decides, so we can't fight Glory. We can't do it. She'll kill us. Oh, and I'm supposed to take out the garbage right now, guys, just so you know.
We're going to be taking out the garbage in a minute. So, let's finish this episode. So and I honestly didn't think they needed the discussion because that kind of opened with like, oh, Glory's been in town this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, and you know you've been a target because she knows who you are. Why is it so important to run now?
Because she is gunning for Dawn.
Yeah.
She wasn't gunning for Dawn before.
But that didn't mean that Dawn wasn't in danger before.
Yeah, but now she's in, like, line of fire danger.
Whatever. So, like, I feel like if they cut that scene and just showed them running it, like, it wouldn't have given me time to stop and think, okay, well, you saw what she did to Spike, so you didn't care about Dawn or Willow or Tara or Xander or Anya or Giles enough to bail.
Yeah.
Because she's like, her strategy is fucking sound. Let's just start torturing people until we find the right one. Yeah.
That is a solid plan.
Yeah. So, yeah, they steal a Winnebago, apparently.
Yeah, Spike steals it, lines it with tin foil so he can drive it, and off they go.
So, I've never thought about what a jousting match between a Winnebago and a horse would look like.
Yeah. Well, now we know, don't we?
Actually, we don't, because the horses conveniently vanished.
Yeah.
Which is
there should have been some dead horses.
A welcome change, because Game of Thrones is basically the point of the show is that it sucks to be a horse.
And rape.
Yes.
We haven't seen anyone rape a horse yet, have we?
No. Can you not? This is live. Don't give them ideas.
Jeff, don't tell them.
Shut up.
Oh, God.
Don't put that energy in the universe. God damn it.
Like I'm supposed to just suffer with it inside my head.
Yes.
No.
Be a wasp.
If I suffer, you suffer with me.
We are I'm a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
I am not
internalize that shit and let it eat you up inside.
I'm Catholic. We internalize in other ways.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, yes, so in the road trip, they get attacked by the men on horses.
Yeah.
Why are they wearing armor?
Who's to say?
This is stupid, guys. Like, I know you guys wanted an aesthetic, but the lack of budget was really showing here.
Yeah.
So, like, Mad Max had already come out. You could have had, like, Camaros and shit crashing into the Winnebago, and people climbing out of sunroofs with spears. That would have been fucking cool.
Also, they tried to make it seem like it was this vast army, but it seemed like it was this vast Ren Fair.
Yeah, it was like a dozen dudes.
Yeah, they had the scene where they're all, like, marching toward whatever, and I'm like, and then the entire Ren Fair mobilized. Mm-hmm. And it's like, guys, there's like 30 of you. I'm not threatened. Like, Spike and Buffy should have been able to take you out. And like, there's the thing where Giles is driving, is like, do we have any weapons? And Spike's like, you're driving one. And then he doesn't use it. He could have taken all those bitches out, just sideswiping the horsies.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, I like to think that when their riders jumped off, the horses were like, fuck this, I am out, and just turn the other way and run.
Yeah.
And that's why we didn't see any after all the people were dead.
Yeah, I'm confident no actual or fictional horsies were damaged in the making of this Buffy.
Right. And although I didn't really feel like targeting the horse is like that's a valid way.
Yeah, that's a solid strategy.
That's the shoot out the tires of medieval Europe, so.
Oh yeah, no, Buffy wasn't wrong. Aim for the horsies. That's one of my favorite lines in the entire series. Gotta say.
Really?
It's just so. It's just.
I mean, it's fine. Perfect. I just saw it coming. You know?
Yeah. I don't need to be surprised to like a thing.
What
sorry. The hell, guy? Okay, we're just gonna let this. Oakland? Oh God, they stopped. That's worse because it wasn't done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they're not outside.
I hope no one had a heart attack in our house.
We're the only ones in the house.
Which is why it would suck.
Yeah, so, yeah, I like the Joss Whedon dialogue when it surprises me. Like, hitting me with something I genuinely did not see coming.
Okay.
And this was just too predictable, so.
Sometimes I like it when it's predictable, because then I get to feel clever.
Well, it's all predictable to you, because you've seen it before.
Yeah, but I forget some things.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm the worst unspoiled person ever.
You really are!
I don't forget anything.
It's so rare when you forget something.
I forgot my pants.
Okay, yeah, you did, but I'm so used to seeing that it's not even weird.
Guys, we do not really, it's summer in LA, clothes are optional.
It's so hot. Like, I've taken off at least 1/4 of my clothing during this podcast, and I'm seriously thinking about my pants.
I'm starting to think we should put a sign on the front door. It's like, do not answer the pizza naked.
I feel like we could probably put it better than that, but yeah, or at least put a robe next to the door, one of those light, airy ones.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they managed to survive the first wave, but the Winnebago is critically damaged.
And so is Giles. Giles gets hit with
right.
a jousting dude, and we commented that, that scene, we've seen it before.
Yes.
Yeah, through the windshield.
Through the
getting
windshield.
staked.
We saw that in, we will see that in 2007.
Whatever. In that movie that came out.
That was, well, we've covered Firefly, so if you haven't seen Firefly, you have about a second before I spoil it.
Yeah.
This is when Wash dies. He takes a spear through the chest. Through the windshield.
Yeah, and it was bullshit. God damn it.
I mean...
And now Giles has had the same thing happen, but luckily it's a gut wound, so he's gonna have a long, painful death.
Television has a weird relationship with wounds and how lethal they are, because I want to point out, this is Battlestar Galactica, but I've seen it on other shows, like, both Adamas take fucking bullets to the sternum and survive.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But Boomer and Billy both take bullets to their fucking hip and die.
Okay.
And these are in the same fucking episodes!
Yeah. So I feel like TV has a really weird perception of how torso wounds work.
Yeah.
And Joss is the fucking worst at it. Like, seriously. Pretty much you can survive anything so long as it doesn't hit your heart in his world.
Right.
Collapse along, whatever, we've got half an hour, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah. So they find an old gas station?
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a service station, and they're, like, hiding out in a 76 or some shit.
And then...
out by Joshua Tree.
And they're being... You think it's Joshua Tree?
It's always Joshua Tree.
I know it's filmed in Joshua Tree, but, like, just strategically, I would head north to 29 Palms, because there's nothing out there, and there's no reason for anyone to look that way.
Well, they went desertward, and there's a lot, but, oh man, they would have had to go through all of Orange County to get that far south.
Yeah.
Anyway, point being, they're in the desert somewhere, there's an abandoned service station, and they're camped out in it, while they try to make Giles not die.
Alright, so I want to talk a little bit about, because I have a pun that's going to require a lot of explanation.
God damn it. I thought I pushed stop on you. Anyway, pun, yes.
Can I use that line out of context? I thought I pushed stop on you.
Yes.
Okay, so the guy who plays the general is named Wade Williams. He is most famous for playing the not the warden, but like the chief guard on Prison Break.
Okay.
Where his name was Brad Bellick. And I will never not call him Brad Bellick. I don't care what the fuck his name is in any other thing. He is Brad Bellick.
I support your choices.
So, he exists for Bellick's position.
Okay.
I know that was not worth the journey we went on to get to that pun, but it's been sitting in my head since we watched last night, and I had to.
I don't even get the pun. I'm gonna be...
Exposition?
Uh-huh.
Bellick's position? See, I shouldn't have explained it to her, because now she's mad at me.
I was... like, it was gonna happen eventually. It's okay. I'm just gonna take this hammer that you have on your desk and beat you to death with it.
It's your girlfriend's. Don't get blood on it.
Oh, like she's never had blood on that. Do you
Yeah, but it's her fault.
Fine.
Yeah, so, like, and it was frustrating to me because he's a super effective actor, especially when he's in a asshole role, which he was gonna do here, but all he does is just sort of stare blankly and talk.
Yeah, he was way underutilized.
I wasn't convinced with him, like, they didn't need the bit with him, like, trying to convince Ben to let him go or kill the girl.
Yeah. Though I did like the part where Ben turned into Gloria and Gloria was like, oh, Gregor's here, and picks up a thing and just kills him.
Yeah.
Like, no fanfare, no monologuing, just like, ta-da! Look what I did!
Yeah.
Yay!
But I have a similar problem to the fucking book. Or the book's problem that I keep bringing up is like, okay, you know that she was put in the body of a boy. How do you know this information and yet nobody knows how did this information come to be known if nobody has any clue of how to follow up on it?
Monks? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Monks can see, like, very non-specific things. I hate it.
Yeah, the whole, like, mysterious monk thing, or anything with a prophecy, or anything where...
Also, why does Dawn not remember that Glory is Ben and Ben is Glory? And you told your girlfriend to shut up when she started talking about this, so you can't say anything, so fuck.
I really can't, and yeah, she started saying something, and I, like, shouted at her to shut the fuck up, because she was saying too much. Yeah, because...
It's really conspicuous.
All I can say is, perhaps that will be addressed in the next 4 episodes in this season.
Oh, fuck you. I take back my apology for the stupid pun.
I still have this hammer.
You still deserve it.
Die in a fire.
It's the hammer of freedom.
God damn you. Now that's in my head.
Yes, that's what we sang at church.
You know what? Despacito.
I have never actually heard Despacito. I've only heard the parodies. So... Nope. Put Alexa down! No, I take that back. I did listen to it, but, like, the other people I've heard make their own covers of it are so much better that I don't care.
It is super fun, yeah. Like, so. I find the original fun, I find the covers fun. It's just like, I'm just having a lot of fun.
It's like when you're super into a Weird Al song and then you finally hear the song it's based on.
Yeah, fuck you, MacArthur Park.
And you're like, I don't like this. I'm gonna go back to Weird Al. So.
Yeah.
Also, guys, it's gonna happen. We're at the age where we don't know what Weird Al is covering.
Yeah, that's true. Like, oh man. Anytime people talk about popular music now, I'm thinking like, those damn kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just don't get this stuff. And it's like, oh crap, I'm my parents.
Well, it's also like, there's we don't listen to the radio anymore.
Oh, why would I? There's commercials there.
Right. Like, I listen to Pandora, so I still get a healthy dose of music. I looked at my phone today when my Pandora alarm clock went off, and I finally realized that the song I love is Lana Del Rey. I've only ever heard people make fun of Lana Del Rey. I had never particularly...
Oh, no, she's great.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of her songs on that Pandora station, but I didn't know it was Lana Del Rey. You know why? Because I'm not on the radio and people are saying, this is Lana Del Rey playing X.
Yeah.
So all I know is people make fun of Lana Del Rey. I wonder who she is. So I wonder, like, how many people that I actually have heard their music. Cardi B? Maybe.
Yeah. We'll have to explore that one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a siege and a force field. And they invite Ben in.
Yeah, they invite Ben in to patch up Giles because that's the only reason Giles got hurt was so that there was an excuse for fucking Buffy to call Ben.
Right.
And it's really obvious because they don't spend any time worrying about getting Giles to a fucking doctor. They really don't. Did you notice that? No one's worried about Giles' seeping gut wound. And the blood coming out of his mouth, which generally means something. Just saying.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. God, seriously, no worry
mostly
about that.
I was kind of impressed at how specific Willow can be in her spells. Like, she's able to make a hole in the force field.
Yeah, she's gotten, so Tara wasn't wrong about Willow and getting really good at magic. Let's just say that.
It's a lot more precise than I expected, because her fight with Glory was a lot of brute force.
Oh, yeah. Well, floating pencils is delicate work.
Mm-hmm. No, but the pencil was kind of wobbling everywhere. That would have stabbed someone.
Well, we haven't seen her float a pencil in a while.
Yeah.
She's probably writing sonnets with them.
We haven't seen her do shit! We don't know what she's doing!
She's been on sabbatical.
Yeah. So, and then we have, Black Squad Leader kill his buddy who was, brain fucked.
Yeah.
And then we have all the brain fucked people, get out of their restraints and walk the fuck away.
Yeah. And Tara is also trying to walk the fuck away and saying all the same things they are.
Mm-hmm.
So that means something.
Yeah,
But they don't start doing that until Glory escapes with Dawn.
Yeah. So, something big is going down.
Something fucked up is coming! I wonder what it is.
I don't know.
What could it be?
I'm just kind of lost. Like, I'm still angry about that first episode, guys. Like, this was really fucking traumatizing and not okay and not woke.
Okay. That's fair. What do you think Glory's gonna do with Dawn?
I don't know. Eat her?
Is that what you do with keys? We eat them?
You know what else we don't do? Send them to school and ground them.
That's true.
I have never had a fight with my house keys, so...
You've been naughty.
New
You're
patrons.
such a bad key.
New patrons. We fucked up our recording a little bit, guys, because she had a birthday. Hey, what'd we do for your birthday?
Oh, we went to a Harry Potter escape room, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was super fun.
We can do the other ones. They have other ones.
I want to kind of pace it out.
Oh yeah, we'll do like one a month or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But like, I also want to go with a smaller group because I was really disappointed with the first room because me and Shigozi sit down to like work on a puzzle and then we look up and everything else is solved and they're like, move this thing. This is how we get out. I'm like, wait a minute. No, you left us behind. What? Like there was so much that was figured out that we were not involved in. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. So yeah, next time we'll go just a couple people and we'll do one
or
of the
at least
other puzzles.
just not break up into
mini groups?
into 5 groups of 2, you know?
Well, that's kind of
especially if the 2 smartest people are in one group. I know they're dating, but still.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not fair.
To be fair, at least those are the people that couldn't get into their locker. You guys, I have a friend that works at JPL, and she seriously is so smart, it's painful. But yeah, she couldn't get back into her locker after the
we
after
had
the
this
game.
conversation. It's like I was talking with her and her man, and it got into how things went when we were kids, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have a high school diploma, but I have a master's degree. And she's like, I don't have a high school diploma, but I have a master's degree. And I'm like, fuck you. That's because you're super smart, and you just like went past high school.
Yeah, you just
these are not comparable experiences. Go away.
Yeah, she's also a lot younger than us, so it's like
it's intimidating.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you don't realize that she might be the smartest person you've ever met until like. She talks about work or something, because the rest of the time it's like, do pop culture things, really relatable, and she's wonderful, and I adore her, and goddamn her.
And anyway. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that she's a small, young woman who's woke, because if she was the opposite of those things, she'd probably be a Zuckerberg type.
Yeah, she, like, seriously, she has the power to be a supervillain. But no, instead...
But then again, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are stupid, so maybe not.
Maybe not, but, like, I feel if anyone could be a supervillain in our group, like, she's got the, like, cranial power to do it. I mean, seriously. But no, instead she's, like, working on the Mars rover.
Yeah.
It's, like, amazing. We adore her. Anyway, new patrons.
Yes, new patrons. Jordan, Amelia Zuckerman, Rose V, Martin Hayden, Nicole Curtis, Julius Steptoe.
Hey, Steptoe.
Okay, I guess that's her real name.
Okay.
I thought it might be a nickname type thing. Mike Estep and Molly.
Hey, Molly.
So, Mike. That's not funny. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
God
that
damn
is
it,
not
Mike.
Funny because you did this not in March, but in July. And you are the only person who knows what I'm calling you out about. So.
Well, I know as well, but I'm not going to say shit.
Yeah. So, that's our show, guys. And the next Buffy episode is the finale.
No, I think we've got more.
No, we got 2 more.
Oh, okay. I thought there were 24 episodes. I might be on crack.
Well, let's
find out. No, you're right. Next episode is the end of the season, which I'm kind of looking forward to. I feel like I've had enough season 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll see you next week for Angel, guys. We're hungry. We need to go.
I need to make an omelet, like, now.
All right. We love you all. Bye!
Bye!
Unspoiled Network podcast.